This is the book we were excited for, the one we've been waiting for. Getting our hands on this book is what justifies getting another year older.
And I'm so freaking happy that I finally have a copy of this book. You guys have no idea.
Gemini, the sequel to Illuminae by the dynamic duo Amie Kaufman and Kristoff. May they never be ejected from an airlock by a pissed off 15-year-old with a Mount Rushmore addiction.
Last year, Illuminae was the ultimate surprise that we picked up at BEA. This year, though, we knew exactly what we were getting into, and that was...
No, wait for the end of the review to find out how this book was. No spoilers.
The first thing you'll notice about Gemini is you're not following Katie and Ezra. Okay. I mean, Nicholas and Hannah are amazing.
Nicholas and Hannah are two main characters, the former being a member of the Russian mob, and the latter being the daughter of the space station Heimdall's commander.
A real princess and pauper story. Nick is in love with Hannah and flirts with her constantly, but Hannah mostly sees him as her drug dealer.
Besides, Hannah is dating Jackson, the hot British guy who works for her father.
But idyllic life on the space station gets fucked up beyond repair when Baytek attempts to mop up the mess that was the Kren's attack. Trying to stop the Hypatia from reaching communication with civilization, Baytek sends an audit team, aka an overly qualified hit squad.
Other complications include wormhole maintenance that could potentially end the world in a ginormous catastrophe if it is mishandled, as well as mind-devouring parasites.
God, this book knows what it's doing.
Somehow Kaufman and Kristoff managed to find even more sci-fi tropes to pack in there in the best way possible.
Only now you have more of an alien, lost in space kind of feel rather than the Space Odyssey Event Horizon deal that was Illuminae.
And of course the book is coupled with the same sense of humor and wonderful visuals that their first one had, including found footage files, diagrams, drawings, and word art.
You might be a little worried that you don't have Katie and Ezra driving the spaceship, or story, but don't be. Hannah and Nick are awesome.
Nick is all cheesy flirtation and surprising compassion and depth. Despite his family's mob connections, he's maintained his humanity in some pretty shitty situations in the past.
His method of flirting is a little cringe-worthy. Think of every guy who's been way too into you over text, but past that he's genuine and that's what's going to win you over.
Hannah, on the other hand, isn't your stereotypical rich girl. Yes, her father is the commander of Heimdall, and yes, some of her outfits cost more than somebody makes on a monthly salary, but she can still kick your ass from here to the moon.
She's had a unique upbringing. Her father raised her on strategy and chess, so she spends most of her free time at the dojo, making her pretty lethal in hand-to-hand combat.
She's a real delight and a force to be reckoned with against the audit team.
Speaking of which, the audit team. They're pretty amazing too, you know, for villains.
There are 24 of them, and they each have their own specialties, whether that be computing, or engineering, or piloting, etc., as well as insane combat skills. And they each come equipped with their own personalities to boot.
Of special note is their leader Cerberus, and his second-in-command Kali, who goes on the warpath after her lover gets spaced.
They are formidable, and they never let the pressure off our heroes.
And once again, Kristoff and Kaufman are on point with their humor, with several laugh-out-loud funny moments that will have people on public transit giving you funny looks.
Think about an insidious virus that replaces all automated messages with a pop song about licking lollipops that are definitely not lollipops. So any system automated warnings are automatically replaced with a pop star suggestively talking about lollipops.
Hit Squad storms the elevator, music plays about licking lollipops. Cell phone alerts, lollipop song. Warning that the airlock is about to open, lollipop song.
I want this series to be a TV show, and I think it would make a killer TV show. They could have so much fun with it.
So, the question posed at the top of the video, is Gemini as good as Illuminae? The short answer, yes.
The long answer, anything that Kristoff and Amie Kaufman write is never going to be as good as Illuminae, but Gemini is as damn close as it's ever going to get.
I love this book. Everything about this book, from the characters, to the situations, to the art, to the acknowledgements at the end. All I want after reading this book is the next one, which will probably come out next year.
Seeing this book at BEA and seeing the massive, and I mean massive lineups to get this book makes me so happy. I'm so glad to see it getting the credit that it's due. That also means that the second you finish this book, you're going to have a lot of people to geek out about it with.
The second you can get your hands on a copy of this book, do it. Do whatever you have to do to get it. You won't regret it. I have no doubt that you're going to see us here next year gushing about the third book and saying the exact same things again. So here's to another year waiting for the next installment of the best sci-fi series out there.